Hello and welcome back to the Reality Guys. This is your host Brett with my co-host tonight, Kevin.
Hello.
And tonight we're going to be talking about Survivor Season 43. We missed last week due to the holidays and things like that. So I'll briefly go into episode 11, Hiding in Plain Sight, and then we'll touch on tonight's episode, which was episode 12, Telenovela. Basically, the episode from last week was the one where we basically lose Sammy. And I just think that from the intro, Sammy had his package talking about his family and growing up. So I immediately knew that, you already could tell this dude was in hot water from the last vote, and he was probably going home that episode. And it turns out that he did. But it was an exciting episode because we had the jungle scramble where the boat comes in and tells them to go find an idol. And we have this chaotic scene of the idol hanging out on a tree and everybody walking past it, not seeing it. And Cody finally finds the idol. And I was just curious what your thoughts on that whole thing were with the idol scavenger hunt.
I thought that was ridiculous. It was awesome. It was one of those like it's right there. Just look, it's right there. But more importantly, I was upset that Sammy left. I wanted him to go much further. Otherwise, it's at this point it's so far in the back of my brain that I don't even remember the challenges or anything other than the camp life stuff. So I just remember it being a good episode. So
I was super excited on that episode, and then going into this next episode, I was super excited. I just know that the whole idol scavenger hunt, I thought the way they edited the whole thing with the cameras zooming in on people's heads and almost touching the idol and missing it was great.
Yeah, that was sick.
But then basically the advantage was choose your champion. So I thought that was pretty cool where Cody got to bet on somebody. I think he should have just had a flat out immunity, but I thought it was an interesting advantage where he gets immunity for one round by betting on Owen. And then we had this water challenge, which is one of my favorite challenges ever. They've done it a few times, and they did it on Australian Survivor, and I love it. So I'm glad to see it.
They did that. I was kind of annoyed at this at the end, but I just don't understand why they wouldn't make that part of the shit that they were floating on already. Why was that a separate thing that now the tide's gone? Or is that what they did? And that was the issue. They should have just made it go to the tide. I don't know.
Yeah, however they set it up, basically the highest point of tide had happened, and they were able to time the tide and still breathe. So once they closed the challenge, at that point the tide was lowering, so it was only going to get easier. And I think they still could have had it go.
This was a production malfunction.
Yeah. So I guess the way it was working is basically the water would go above them, but only for, a minute or two, and they would hold their breath. And then at some point it would lower, and then it was just going to lower and lower from then on out. But I think they should.
That challenge gives me so much anxiety.
Yeah.
Because one of my biggest fears is you couldn't tell me if there was a tube at the bottom of the ocean, not the bottom, 10 feet down underwater, and told me to swim through, I would never do it. Because I would freak out getting just stuck, and I would freak out. So yeah. This is this.
I think that would be easier. This is hard in my opinion.
Dude, it's a nightmare.
You're upside down, and your nose is water just goes in your nose like that. So that I've laid on my back. I doing backstroke when I used to be on the swim team. That was hard because water would get in your nose and crap like that. So this is hard for that reason, I think, because you're upside down.
But yeah, it all about it. It gives me such anxiety.
Yeah, but props to Carla and Owen for beating the challenge and winning immunity. I think they should have just had them do a breath holding contest if they were gonna, decide to close it early and just be all right, both of you go under. First one that comes up loses, and then just done one idol. So, but yep. So we have 3 people immune, and we lose Sammy in a unanimous vote, and that was about it for that episode. So we'll just move on to this most recent episode. So episode 11, Hiding in Plain Sight. I thought this one was awesome. Also, just the ending was fire, and but basically we start off with the reward challenge. With the thing in the ball. I don't know. It didn't really, it was kind of fun to watch, but also who cares? So they go on a reward, and Cody hatches this plan that he wants to get rid of the girls and then team up with the boys. Owen seems like he's on board. So it looks like everyone's going to be firing at Carla and Cassidy going into this immunity challenge. And then so we go into the immunity, and I really like the bat puzzle thing that they had to solve. And Cassidy ends up pulling it out. And now we go into the chaos at camp. If you have anything you want to say to touch on any of that stuff.
Um, I don't know. I kind of don't get the all male like alliance that they tried making there. I don't know. We're getting to this point where everybody's fucking over everybody. This is just
Yeah, well, I mean that was mainly Cody that wanted the all male thing because he was boys with Jesse and like would not betray him. It seemed, and Owen and Gabler seemed to just be doing
dude.
whatever it takes.
I'm telling you, Gabler is sitting under the radar,
Yeah.
doing literally. And he pointed out today, I was like, I don't think these people even know the game that I'm playing.
Oh, I think Gabler's a lock to go to the finale, and
For
I
sure.
liked his confessional where he's like, if you're trying to kill somebody, you don't show up to the castle waving an axe saying I want to kill you. You sneak in and drop in some poison, and you sneak out.
I'm
So
telling you, dude, he's in a good spot. He's put himself in a good spot. He peaked in a negative way at the right time, where people started hating him. Now he's just forgotten about, and he's riding the wave. He's made his noise. I agree. I think he is going to go to the final. And I think if he does make it to the final, he's a good shot of winning.
yeah. With that being said, I don't think so. But I would vote for I mean I think Gabler's played the second best game of the people alive right now because Carla has been deteriorating, I think. And we just lost Cody tonight and an epic blindside. But I do think Gabler's very strategic with the sneakiness. I think Owen's a little less strategic and is just going with the flow. And I think Jesse is just straight up running the show. And at this point, like it's almost seemed too obvious that Jesse's going to win, but I think he's just played too flawless of a game that he can't lose. Like I think this is just the Jesse show at this point, and he's levels above everyone else, and he's done all this great stuff behind the scenes, and now this epic blindside against Cody that they've just been showing him highlighted the whole season because I mean he's going to win, he has to. How are they going to get rid of him at this point?
I mean, you make a very valid point. I guess you're right. I don't know. I just you're right. I guess you're right. Yeah.
Case closed, show over.
You make it.
Jesse wins. Just give him the money now.
Yeah. Might as well count it out now. No need to watch any more of the episodes. Jesse wins.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where like you watch the whole time being like, yeah, Jesse's clearly like getting a lot of, watching the show for so long, and I watch other recaps, so they talk about the edit. So I'm just like, yep, Jesse gets the edit, he gets the edit, and then Carla's behind him, but now she's falling apart, turning on Cassie. They basically were turning on each other this episode. We even saw previews for next episode where they're going to turn on each other some more for some reason, instead of getting rid of Jesse. But going into this episode, I think it really, and then even Jesse at Tribal was playing off the fact that he's like, oh, I'm just kind of going with the flow. And if someone gives me an idea, I'll just run with it. And then I'm like, this dude is literally making it seem like he's doing nothing and he's the mastermind behind the whole thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I like him, but I don't know, man. This season's good. Like when it comes to this stuff, like keeping us not in the loop. Like, well, I don't know. They kind of have been. It's whatever. At this point, I'm ready for just some random ass fucking winning person to come out of nowhere that doesn't deserve it because that's what's been happening. I'm not putting any claims down on anybody because Jesse and Gabler are both like willing to win, and then next thing you know, there's going to be some random ass person that comes out of nowhere and wins all the jury or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I
mean,
think
that's what's been happening for the past like 3 seasons. So
I kind of want Gabler to win just because everyone else that recaps these shows keeps saying he doesn't have a chance, and I'm like, you're wrong. You're wrong. He has a chance. He has a chance, and
he definitely has a chance. There's no doubt about it. But like, how does it? Just because he's annoying? Yeah.
Because I think he's played a great flippy floppy game, and he got out Ellie and really set the tone at Merge. But I think so. I mean, we're going into the finale next week. So at this point, Jesse's safe because he is an idol. Because I'm assuming that Cody Cody got his idol back from Jesse to show Carla, and looks like he gave the idol back again to Jesse because Jesse played it for Owen tonight, and then by playing it for Owen, they think Cody's idol is gone, Cody's not safe, and Carla gets scared and plays her idol, and that was the whole plan, was they wanted Carla to flush her idol so they can take her out next week. So I mean, we know
Which
if
they
that's
did.
the case, then Jesse's 100% safe next week because he still has his idol from Dwight's crotch.
Gotcha.
Crotch idol. Remember the crotch idol?
I do remember the crotch idol. The good old days.
Yep. So yeah. So I mean, at this point, I was really like, I feel bad for Cody. He had his whole plan to basically flush or get rid of Carla and trick her into not playing her idol, and then his plan immediately got trumped in the edit by Jesse's new plan to backstab Cody, and that one went through. So feel bad for Cody, got betrayed, but Jesse had to do it. He had his whole confessional about his family. And really, just how we go from here into the finale. Next time we talk about this, we'll know the winner. But I really think we're going to get something like, I think Jesse's going to end up in fire. And I
They're
think
gonna
there's a good
burn them.
chance. Do what?
They're gonna burn them.
I think
That's safe.
yeah, I think Jesse's gonna make it to Final Four because he has an idol, and then at this point he's gonna have to take someone out of. Well, I mean, I guess he could win his way to Final Three, but if he's in fire, that's the only way he'll lose. And
Well, all right.
if anyone beats him, I think it's Gabler. So do what?
This has been a controversy. Like, remember they used to do like, all right, top 3 happens, and then it's another physical challenge where they're like standing on a fucking tree limb for like whatever. Didn't last season they changed that up and it was like how did they do it last season? They got it to like they broke it down to just 2, no?
I don't remember. I feel like we go into Final Four, and I feel like it's just like a giant maze. I think they do like a giant maze thing where there's like 5
Oh,
stations.
that's right. Yeah,
and you
I
can
don't like
choose
that.
the order.
I do not like that.
Yeah. I like what you were saying, where they have to like balance on something as a test of will, like the good old days where they had to stand on like spikes or like hold on to a giant skinny pole for
Dude,
5
my
hours.
roommate and I were thinking, or talking about, what if the girl that had the prosthetic leg, if she was put into that situation, do you think she would do better or worse? Like standing on like a small peg with.
There's no, if she was in the finals, there's literally no way they'd make that the challenge. I think they would handicap it and make it something that doesn't handicap her, I guess. So no, she would do terrible because she wouldn't be able to stand on it. She would
I would say she would almost do better because like her feet, like she wouldn't have that like pain in her foot. She would just have to like prop the thing up there and rest on it.
I don't know. I think it would slide off or something like that. I don't think
I'm no expert on this. It was just like a random conversation we had.
Okay. I think she would do bad. I get the pain thing you're saying, but she has no feeling in the foot also, so I think it would slip off. So
gotcha.
But
also we talked about from there, what if her like prosthetic leg had awesome attachments that she could maneuver and use per challenge? Like one had a hook on it, or
she's like the Inspector Gadget leg.
yeah, and like it's all. I mean, it's part of her leg. So
go Gadget leg suction cup.
Yeah, and she could just suction cup to the side of the thing. How awesome would that be?
That would be awesome. I think she only had 1, maybe 2. It had the little thing that helps her like bounce and move forward, and then like I think like just like a flat foot peg thing. I feel like I've seen people with prosthetics have those 2 attachments, but
gotcha. All right, never mind. Sorry, I digress.
It's all good, but yep. So that's the end of the episode. We will see you guys in the finale recap next week, and let us know in the comments who you think is going to win. Is this a clean steamroll for Jesse to the end, Or do we see something miraculous like Gabler knocks him out in fire, and then Gabler goes in the finale, not only having knocked out Jesse, but announcing all the undercover ops he's done, and he pulls out the win. I think those are the only two options at this point. I can't see anyone else winning. So let us know your thoughts. Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to the Reality Guys. This is Brett with my co-host Kevin still.
Hello.
And I think we combined this episode onto the tail end of our Survivor episode as well. So if you skipped past Survivor just to watch the challenge, I recommend you go back and watch that as well, because Survivor is a dope show and it was a great episode. But anyways, we're going to now cover the challenge. I want to briefly go into the beginning of this episode and kind of slightly recap last week because we missed it. But this episode is called Split Decision, episode 9, blah, blah, blah. And I want to immediately begin dogging on Olivia because I think she's so desperate for affection that she literally will let Nelson walk all over her in his decisions, and she will go back to him and fall into his arms. And I think last week, because she comes back in the beginning of this episode and is like happy to be with him, even though she just got out of elimination that he put her in because he decided to have Fessie's back instead of her back. And I just thought that was just really stupid on Nelson's point of view. And I think it's stupid that she accepted it. And yeah, what are your thoughts on that whole situation of Nelson throwing her into elimination last week?
I think it was good foreshadowing into this current episode. Whereas when it comes down to like these guys that are all about being teammates and working together to get through this and blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, they don't give a shit about you. It's not your ride or die. It's your ride and barely breathing. And then I'll leave you like accordingly. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't know. Again, this is the shit as to why I hate Fessy and why I don't like Big Brother. But I'm sorry.
Arrogant. He's a very arrogant douche. But Big Fessy has nothing to do with Big Brother. Like Fessy sucked at Big Brother, but
he came from.
Yeah,
that's what I'm
saying.
dude.
They weren't even ride or dies, but yeah, that's where he came from.
But as far as what you were saying, Nelson, I thought Nelson was an idiot.
Yeah,
and I can't exactly explain what. I just remember being like, Nelson, you're afraid. Like he was afraid of like some sort of aftermath. And let's be real, whoever went in was gonna beat Jay and what's her face again?
I don't think that's necessarily true. I think Fessy might have had a hard time with that one because he's big. So I don't know if he would have fit in the wheel. I didn't really pay too much attention to it, but that was something I was thinking was he has to be inside the wheel. But I mean, I don't know.
Yes, I was more thinking like if it went down the way that it did, so that no matter everybody wanted Jay and that group out, so I think they would have gotten the help that they got, like they did in this challenge. Anybody who went up against them.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, going into that, what did you think of that? So the puzzle that they solved in this wheel thing is a super easy puzzle. I've seen it before and done it. I think it makes it a little harder just because if I would probably be the one in the wheel, I wouldn't be able to see it. And then obviously everybody's yelling, so you can't communicate with your partner, which I think is really freaking annoying. Like, I mean, I guess sometimes when they yell, they cheer, it's cool, but when it gets to the point where the dude like can't even hear his teammate and just is screwed, like that's not fair and it's annoying. And I want to see an actual competition, like a fair competition. So, and then with this puzzle thing, I was wondering, are they allowed to draw lines in the sand? Because because I know how to solve this puzzle. So if I were them, I would have not even tried to communicate with my partner, and I would have tried to figure out just okay, here's like the side one, and the middle one, and just drawn lines in the sand once I found them, so that I would just roll the thing back to the same spot in the order that I needed to, and then all my partner has to do is stack it, and I would just have to like keep mental note of where all the pieces are.
You have me so lost, but I'm gonna believe you. I would say I think that they would be able to draw lines in the sand, but none of them did. I'd also kind of disagree. I like the fact that Jay was hated so much that he couldn't even fucking hear in order to win that. Like, that's when you know, like, it's all part of the game. Is like, don't fuck yourself over. Don't be an idiot, and this shit wouldn't happen to you. He like dug himself a hole, and it was a secret hole that he never thought about. Which was, hey, if I don't piss off the entire house, then maybe I won't have every single person going against me to be loud enough that I couldn't even fucking hear. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I don't
Well,
know.
he didn't go against
I get
the
what
whole
you're saying.
house.
Where it's
He just went against the big dogs in the house. Like, I don't know if everyone. I don't think everyone was cheering.
Well, when you go against big dogs, you get their followers.
Yeah, I don't think Amber was cheering against him and like other rookies, but I just zoned out on who they went against. Who did they go against? Oh yeah, they went against the rookies. Okay.
They went against
Olivia.
Horacio.
Olivia and Horacio. But yeah, anyways, so yep, so we lose Jay and Michelle. I liked that Jay was going for the big dogs, but he just ended up in an elimination. And I mean, that's the name of the game, man. Like, you got to win eliminations. And I just wish we could go back to more physical eliminations as well, because they're more fun. But
same. Oh, dude, I miss a good hall brawl. I miss a good, like, oh, there's an opportunity here for somebody to lose a tooth. And like, we haven't seen anything close to it in years. And I really think that is affecting the show.
Yeah, stuff they need to. I don't want them in their separate lanes doing things. I want them going mano a mano, doing something against.
I'm telling you, what this is what the issue is. You have people like Camilla that came in and took away the opportunity to get, because they might say something stupid, and the people like not Cam, what's her name? Hurricane, whatever,
No.
come in and say something like in a drunk thing, and they just like, no, they need to keep videoing everybody at all times. They need to get it back to the way that it was, where it was like, you knew you knew why people were fucking people over. You knew, other than like the random force, like, oh yeah, what's his face is into this girl, so now there's going to be some struggle on who he's going to pick. But at the end of the day, it all, like, you know what? Do you know what I'm saying?
There's no real drama to any of it. It's just alliances. They just know each other
Right.
too well.
It's alliances, and like the closest thing to it was that he made out with Olivia the episode before or something. So now, oh, is he gonna pick her or no? Like, there's no drama anymore. It's literally just a bunch of wifed up fucking people, or like siblings, or I don't know. There's certainly no like random hookup. The most random hookup that we've had is Bananas with this new girl. Like, everything else is just obvious. They tried forcing Fessy onto it with all his like random ass involvement. Where's that gone? Probably because he's known, like, oh, they're on to me, so I gotta stop. I gotta like.
He's run out of women in the house.
His cup has run over.
Yeah, he's missed the best one though, in my opinion. And I guess we can just fast forward at this point onto the current episode that we just watched, episode 9, split decision. I guess before I talk about the daily or anything, let's talk about the hookups. So, Jordan and Tori drama happening in this episode, because Jordan is now getting frisky with Nerese, after Nerese was getting frisky with Johnny, but he bailed on her when he got eliminated.
I have an opinion about this.
Do what?
Oh, I have an opinion about this.
Go for
it. Dude, fuck Tori and her fucking feelings. And I don't understand how MTV has done this in everything, has been able to hide her being like a good person. She's continually every fucking season either one cheated on her boyfriend, come in with a boyfriend, the boyfriend gets eliminated, she gets with somebody else.
That's true.
Yeah. Then
I'm like remembering when she dated the one dude, like the black guy.
The black,
I don't remember his name, but yeah, I think that happened. She dated him, and then he left, and then she cheated on him, or something like that.
Within like 2 seconds, and then it happened again. That's how she started dating Jordan, and then Jordan and her get engaged, and they go on a. It's like Ross and Rachel. They go on a break. She immediately just fucks Fessy, like whatever, and now she's sitting here upset with him for living his life and doing everything. Yeah, he's being civil to her, but that in no way means that they're getting back together after what she did. Mm-hmm. And she just is getting upset and pissed off at him when he's doing what any other person should do, what she should do, what she has done. And she's, but just, I don't know. She was just out of line with this shit. Yeah. And I don't know how the show has portrayed her in a way that she comes off as like the victim here. Not the victim, but like you feel bad for her because she's upset. And like, does that make sense?
Yeah. I mean, I feel bad for her, but like at the same time, I don't care, don't feel that bad. Like I don't like Jordan can do what he wants, and Nerys is hot, and he's hitting it off with her, and like boo-hoo that she's sad that like he's doing it in front of her. Like you're all in the house, he's not gonna just like not, hang out with her. Right. He was being nice to Tori, and they were getting a little weird snuggling and stuff. I feel like for exes, but I feel like Jordan also made it somewhat clear that like he's not gonna get back with her. I think she's holding out hope that that's gonna happen. But yeah, I mean, you were talking about hookups. I honestly wasn't even going to talk about this episode, but yeah. So I'm tired of hearing Corey and Jordan drama. So I'm glad Jordan at least is getting some moving on.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, going into the daily though for this episode, I actually love this daily. It was All or Nothing. So they had to go 6 miles, and they had to do several stages and complete tasks during this. So they basically were told it's going to be a mini final, and this is the kind of stuff I love. So like when I ran like the Tough Mudder and like the Spartan races, those are all like 10 something mile, mini finals, and you do obstacles and crap like that. So I really like this one, and they had the stages are cool with the hot lava and the barrels. And they had to carry sandbags. They had to carry like a platform thing. I really like they had to sabotage each other at some point. And then they had a couple puzzles. And then bada bing, bada boom, we get a winner. Fessy,
like
Mariah.
That challenge looked hard. That looked hard. I'm not gonna lie. And I was cheering for Jordan the whole time. Him coming up to everything, like, you better catch up, I'm catching up. I thought that was hilarious. But
yeah, that was funny, but I don't think they ever got close to catching
up. No. But that's even better. That's just like Jordan being Jordan.
No, yeah, he was funny. But yeah, so I liked all the little things they did with the puzzles, and my favorite one was probably the hot lava barrel thing, and then sabotaging each other. But other than that, basically, we see what people. The biggest thing is we see what these teams have to run the final together. And Horatio and Olivia were like falling apart. So I'm like, wow, this was a strong team, and then they just kind of fell apart in a final type situation. But then after Fessy and Mariah win, TJ drops a bomb on us, and it turns out we're splitting up the teams and no longer doing ride or die pairings. So I thought that was
this is bullshit. This is bullshit. How are you going to name the fucking thing ride or die, and then you can't die with them?
Ride or die, ride or die, double agents, spies, lies, and allies. The sequel, part 5.
Right. That's what I mean. Like
that's the extended title.
You gotta ride or die plus, or maybe I don't know, ride or die ? That's what they should have called it.
Yeah. Well, so I actually really like the twist of the splitting up.
I'm all about a good twist, so I'm
But
there to watch.
it's funny that you mentioned that they're not ride or dies anymore because actually at the end, so they do the trailer for the next episode. What did he say? They showed somebody in an ambulance and then said you can no longer continue without a ride or die. So it's like, wait, I thought the ride or dies just split. So what are you saying? And I think the ambulance is a trick that someone like gets medevaced or something, which maybe happens. But I also think that whatever this scheme is of the two teams, if you're right, maybe if your ride or die gets eliminated, you still get eliminated. So with
That would
the
be
two
nice.
teams, I think
That'd be cool.
the winning team is going to pick like two people from the losing team, or they'll pick at least one of them to go in elimination. And then whoever loses that elimination, their pairing ends up going home also, possibly. Because I think at the end they might match him back up for the final. This is just like a twist for making the game more exciting mid game. Because also when they split the teams, I couldn't help but think, dude, they just saved Nani twice. Like this is Nani and Nani is their girl as much as Bananas is their guy. So why are they going to split them up? Because don't they want them to run the final together? So I thought they did her dirty if that's the case, but I kind of think they're going to bring them back together at the end. And this is just going to be like
I personally think that the weaker team that they were like hinting on is going to win. Then on that also, the other big thing is, what do you personally want to see in a final? I like, it doesn't have to be like a specific like type of thing, but I don't necessarily care for the ones that are like, I like when they have to climb a mountain, but it's not like climb a mountain in snowshoes. Like climb a mountain, stay up all night. Somebody has to stay up all night or whatever, and then, but like it's a rigor. Like I like that one, where it's like a rigorous one. What kind of final do you like? Opposed to like the one where they did like a larger version of the challenge tonight, and like they were wearing like, I think Kyle won with somebody, but they were wearing like body armor, like medieval body armor. Do you remember what I'm talking about?
Yeah, vaguely.
And it just was like kind of dumb. I don't necessarily care for like the ones that are like super hot, because you really can't get a grasp as an audience member to get what they're going through. I don't know. And I also probably I can't with the snow, but
no, I mean I like definitely when they have to do like long runs and stuff or walks through terrain, but also switching up the terrain. So maybe like 1 minute they're on land, then they're in the water, and then they're on a mountain. So I like when they mix it up, like stuff like that. I also like
next week we have to go through this week and put together like our top 5 best challenges for next week.
What, like make another video?
You and I, yeah. When we go over next week.
I'm gonna have to like dig out of my memory or rewatch something.
Yeah,
we could talk about that and do something, some sort of challenge related recap of stuff. Also we could do the Australian challenge. That's on if we find a way to watch that.
Oh, there's a new one coming out in January, I heard today.
Okay.
No, that was Survivor. Sorry.
That's Survivor. Oh, sweet. I'm down for that too. But anyways, so yeah, just staying on top of this episode. Yeah, basically what you mentioned it. So we get split into two teams, right? I really like the Fessy. We already saw Fessy was trying to play his girl, his ride or die. He immediately just threw her under the bus. He's like, "Oh yeah, this is just some chick I knew. Like I knew she was athletic. I was gonna bring her on the show."
Within an instant.
And now that we're not teammates, fucker. So
yeah.
And then I did like some of the games he was playing though. He's like, I'm not going to let you have Jordan and Bananas, which I mean that's fair enough. So
But he
Fessy,
also was like, I gave you the first pick, and then you're not gonna let me get the next 6. That's fucking ridiculous. No, dude.
yeah.
Like, I'll be honest, and like this is a hot take, whatever. This all came down to who didn't want Anissa.
Yeah, well, no, because
Yes.
because all we saw was that Bananas didn't want Anissa and Fessy. I thought Fessy wouldn't want Anissa, but Fessy ended up with Anissa. So,
Well, because she picked Jordan first. Think about the difference between Anissa physically in a final versus Jordan physically in a final. So whoever wins that
yeah,
in the
I would
picking,
rather have Bananas and not have Anissa than have Jordan. And does that make sense?
no. See, I disagree. It makes sense.
I would rather take
Right.
I would take Nani and Jordan than Bananas and Anissa. There you go.
Yes. That's exactly. I thought you were saying the opposite. Yeah,
Right.
that's exactly my thought. Because there's absolutely no way. But like,
So, yeah. So the Fessy Bananas team looks pretty stacked, but also like I feel like a lot of the people on the other team are probably very good endurance athletes, whereas the people on the stack team aren't as much. I mean, they're some of them are good, but some of them maybe not as much. So we'll see
and
how that
puzzles
plays out.
in general. Just, I
So
mean, like Devin is like a god with puzzles or whatever as they claim, but people don't realize how big that is in these things.
yeah,
So I think I that's why I said I think they're gonna win. And I felt bad for her during that whole thing. I think he was trying to like gaslight. That's a different word, but just put into her mind like, oh yeah, you're doing a great job.
yeah.
Like, I'm
We don't
helping
use
you
that
out.
word
This
around
is
here.
even. This is even. That's not. You don't use what word around here? Gaslight.
I'm just pissed that he. Yeah, we don't use the word gaslight around here. It's the most overused, stupidest word ever. And but oh, I have a joke I forgot to put in. I said Nani got screwed by the banana split when they split teams. Anyways, but
Yeah, that's a good one. I like it.
yeah,
Right.
and yeah, pretty much went through everything except when they were picking teams. I thought they had to go by gender, and
Well, they did.
They did for like the first pick or two, but then they didn't because Fessy got two
Well,
guys in a row.
every time it's going to be the same rotation.
Well, no, because Fessy picked two guys in a row. Because which I'm shocked how that played out. So I thought Fessy was going to end up not on a team with Nelson, and then he ended up getting Nelson anyways. So I guess him picking Bananas first was a good call because he still got Nelson. Because that was the whole thing was like,
I
don't
know.
Nelson.
This is what happens. All right.
Well, she picked
So
Amber. That's why it happened.
now this is what happened. It goes. All right. First pick. Person has to pick a girl. So she picked. No, it has to pick a guy. Now, first round.
He had to pick a girl. She had to pick a guy. I think because he picked Casey first, and she picked Jordan first.
She picked Jordan.
Yeah.
So he got to wait, and then the next round they had to pick.
Then he picked a girl. She picked a guy.
She had to pick a guy because now she's first voting.
Right. And then after that, they just threw it out.
So then,
because he picked Casey, Bananas, Nelson, and I don't remember. But
no, he picked Nelson second. I thought.
No, he picked Casey, Bananas, Nelson, and then the rest of them. And she picked Jordan. Wow.
She picked
Jordan, Amber. I think she picked Amber.
Right.
Yeah, because she picked Jordan. Then he took Johnny, so she took Amber, and then after that, he just got Nelson. So he should have had to pick a girl, but instead he picked Nelson. So I don't know how he got away with that one.
Maybe Nelson's a girl.
So anyway,
I don't know. I'm looking forward to Nelson not doing well in this final, like he always does. I'm looking forward to Anissa trying her ass off
I really wanted to root for Nelson this season, but the fact that he keeps screwing over Olivia pisses me off. So I don't want to root for him now.
I don't know what I want for Nelson, but I think it involves him being like.
I would like Nani. I would like Nani to win, but I don't want Bananas to win with her. And who's left? I wouldn't mind. I would like to see Devin win.
I would love to see Devin win.
A Devin win would be fun.
I wouldn't care if Jordan won.
Yeah, to be honest, I wouldn't mind seeing Jordan and Anissa win together.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I wouldn't mind seeing Amber win again and then rub it in everyone's face.
That would be tight. Yeah, I just don't want to see it. I don't want to see Fessy. I don't want to see Nelson.
I want to see Fessy get to the final and then lose to somebody else because they're a better athlete than him.
Right, exactly. Oh, dude, that would be the best. I don't want to see Horatio win.
Really? I like Horatio, but I think they're the most deserving team. Horatio and Olivia honestly deserve it the most.
Oh, they're definitely the most. Just like
as much as I hate her crawling back into Nelson's bed after he like shits on her, I think they're a very deserving team to win.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. This is why I don't care for Horatio. He and I don't know if you'll get this reference, but
4 minutes.
I grew up playing like a lot of soccer, and just like have friends that have gone pro, things like that. And he calls himself like a pro soccer player, and which means you are a very good soccer player. But his level of pro is not the way he portrays it. He like it's much lower. He like never made the MLS or anything like that.
Okay.
And I'm talking like not even close.
So he plays on like the Canadian League soccer team?
Like there's a team with open tryouts from Harrisburg that he played against. You know what I mean?
Did they give him money?
Yes, but it's probably like $2,000 a year type of thing.
I mean, he's probably as much a professional athlete as Fessy's a professional athlete.
Right. And I have zero but I know I have zero fucking say on any of this, and I don't even think it's his fault. He probably just did. MTV made him look like, oh, this is his persona.
I get that he plays soccer, but like I don't. If he's a pro soccer player, I just don't care. So I haven't been paying attention to the terminology. But anyway, I mean that's it for me. We got a couple minutes left before this bad boy closes down. But anything else, or you just want to wrap up this episode and go and we'll see the next one next week?
Yeah. For the rest of the minutes, you just want to pretend that people are commenting and we are answering them as we watch them. Thank you for the donation, dude. Thank you very much. Clit sucks. All right, dude. Thank you. I appreciate you guys and all your followers. Like a Twitch person.
Right. You gotta let's see. Bob from Arkansas is just commenting.
Thanks for the tokens.
What's a funny comment that Bob from Arkansas could say that we could respond to?
No, your mom's a loser.
Who do you think would win in a whole? Do you think that Bananas being on Fessy's team will come back to bite him, and Fessy and Bananas will end up in an elimination together, and Bananas will send Fessy home? Thanks for the question, Bob from Arkansas. I actually was thinking the exact same thing. It's funny that you said that because
I agree, dude. Yeah.
Because I think Fessy's picking his team is going to come back to bite him, and I was thinking that the people on your team are going to go against you in an elimination. I think that's how that's going to work, and I would not be surprised to see Fessy and Bananas go head to head in something, and Bananas send him home. I also would love to see them go into a hall brawl and Bananas send him home. I also what's that? Sarah from Kentucky is asking.
Albuquerque,
Kentucky is asking, do you think Fessy will screw Nelson over again this season? after Nelson saved his ass.
100%.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you for your comment, Becky. Any others out there?
Of course he will. He already picked him second to Bananas, and I think he is probably going to do something dirty to him again in the next episode or two. And yeah. So
I mean, with his track record, we all know that Bananas is a loyal guy and won't screw you over at the end for his better benefit. I don't know. Anybody else have any questions?
Bananas and Fessy will screw people over for sure. But I think it's
that was the sarcastic part about it. Bananas just takes money from Sarah and does whatever he has to do to win every time.
I would have done the same thing. Screw her.
Same. Although
now he's a multimillionaire, or
I would marry Sarah.
He's a one. But from Kevin and myself, have a good one.
See ya.